been a pretty tense week for you and your crew there in South Africa. You were robbed at knife point on the streets. Can you talk us through what happened?
Yeah, maybe, I guess you could say that. I mean, normally the most terrifying part of a trip like this is when you submit your expenses form at the end of it, but I don't want to make light of the situation. It was a bit of a heart starter for both of us. We were, to explain, on the way back from the Pistorius trial at the end of the day, heading back to the hotel, and we broke one of our fundamental security protocols. Because the car was steaming up in hot and rainy weather, we'd opened one of the windows, and 2 minutes after opening it, two guys were at the windows, both holding knives. They were about 10 centimetres long, about 4 centimetres wide, chunky sort of knives. The first guy reached in to grab the keys from the car. My cameraman, Rob Brown, sort of went to grab his hand to stop him removing the keys. The other guy, though, with his knife, started repeatedly stabbing Rob in the chest. I was sitting in the passenger seat looking at this, obviously horrified, and it turned out that he wasn't being stabbed. There wasn't any puncture of his chest going on. They held the knife so the blade could be seen, but it was just deflecting off his chest. They were basically hitting him with the heel of their fist there. Terrifying stuff, though. At that one stage, I sort of threw the laptop computer I had at them and said, take this, stop what you're doing. They didn't want that, and Rob finally worked out that what they wanted was a mobile phone. We found one, threw it at them, and they were off into traffic and away. But we don't want to make too much of this. I mean, this is a country, it's a beautiful country, at the same time has some severe social issues. I mean, a woman is raped here every 4 minutes, and it has one of the highest homicide rates in the world. So what happened to us, really, guys, was nothing by comparison.
Still pretty traumatic.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rezo.
Wow, Rezo, so glad you're here to be able to tell us about it. It doesn't get much more experienced foreign correspondents than Rob Brown and Chris Reason, and it just shows what can happen if you, as you say, you break security
protocol. One little protocol, wound down the window.
Yeah,
what a crime.
Who would think that that was, would lead to that? All right, Rezo, thanks so much. Still to